You are welcome to another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Anyone who has been following the case against R. Kelly was able to observe a shift in the way events unfolded in Chicago as compared to what happened in New York under the leadership of Judge Ann Donnelly. When the government principal witness Jane, who is also allegedly the girl on the said tape evidence, was being cross-examined, Judge Lynon Weber, unlike Ann Donnelly, did overrule the government's repeated attempts to disrupt the Q&A. During this cross-examination, Bonjean fired not just hot but blazing hot questions at Jane, who blundered with her answers multiple times. The questions were so direct that Jane could not hide anything. Each time she lied on one question, she corrected herself on the next, and like that it was clear she was lying under oath. When bombarded by Bonjean's questions, Jane disclosed that even at 26 years, she still dated her so-called abuser, who also paid her rent in an apartment and bought her a Denali to help her with transportation. She also admitted that even after the 2008 trial in which R. Kelly was acquitted, she was still madly in love with him. But here she was now on the stand acting like she had been hurt so badly by her alleged abuser R. Kelly, and for this she was seeking justice. She also confirmed she was still living with him even at 24 years old, and sharing him with his ex-wife Andrea Kelly freely and willingly, considering she was an adult of sound mind. This confession lit a red light on Andrea Kelly, who had also falsely packaged herself as a victim on the surviving R. Kelly docuseries. And as if that was not enough, she also revealed that she had a sexual relationship with Andrea Kelly at that time. Where does that leave the surviving R. Kelly defamation series? I guess in the category of defamation campaigns telling nothing but lies on the R&B King. Among the contradicting statements she made was when she said she was never allowed to work when she was in a relationship with R. Kelly, but later on changed her statement when she was asked about the daycare center she worked at during this time. She tripped and said indeed she did work when she was in a relationship with R. Kelly, but only after the 2008 trial, as if this made any difference. At one point, when asked if she remembered the interview she had with an officer from the district attorney's office, she replied she didn't remember much, but if her memory would be refreshed, she ain't saying these things never happened. This was the most hilarious answer of the day for an adult woman to take the stand and say she needed her mind to be refreshed to remember if she worked, where she worked and when. At this point, it was clear that Jane was not being truthful with her answers, which violates the oath she had taken, and was supposed to be dismissed as a witness for perjury, and R. Kelly acquitted immediately. When you get a hold of that big Bible and promise to tell the truth and nothing else but the truth in the honorable court of law, you can do nothing else but tell the real truth. Remembering to tell the truth only after you have been cornered does not reflect witness credibility. Sadly, though, the court still managed to suggest R. Kelly is guilty of 6 out of 10 counts, basing on testimony from such non-credible witnesses who are themselves guilty of perjury. When asked whether she was able to go to school when she was in the relationship with R. Kelly, she said she wasn't. But when she was reminded that she did actually go to school and that R. Kelly did pay the tuition, she remembered and corrected herself, saying she only meant during the trial when she was not able to go to school. As if her relationship with R. Kelly ended immediately after the 2008 trial, which she initially said was never the case. Can you believe even after R. Kelly had been acquitted in 2008, when she was clearly an adult woman, he still paid her tuition to study, paid for her apartment where she lived, and made sure to buy her a Denali to aid her movement, and this is what she calls victimhood. For God's sake, what is a victim supposed to look like? If this is the description of a victim, a person living a kind of life every woman dreams of, well, everybody will want to be a victim. It becomes very difficult to understand what this ungrateful woman was doing in court that day, describing an abuser who, even as an adult she was, and after going through a trial because of her and winning it, would still pay her tuition, pay her rent, and also solve her transportation needs by buying her a GMC Denali. When Jane was asked why, despite his abusive nature as she alleges, she remained this close to him, she shamelessly answered he was not like this all the time, and in fact the whole family was close to him. After this statement, it was now clear that these women were rebuking R. Kelly for he wasn't a nice guy to them all the time. Meaning they demanded he be nice to them all the time, never to get mad for any reason. This is not the description of an abuser. This is simply being a normal person. Normal people have good times and bad times just like they have good moods and bad moods. The government, however, demands that if you happen to be a celebrity, you should never get angry or lose your temper at any one time. You should always be happy, unlike the other citizens, even if someone wrongs you. Ironic, isn't it? We shall be reading to you more facts from the trial transcript going forward, but with the content so far, it's clear that the principal government witness was caught lying under oath several times during the Chicago trial cross-examination. Worse still, this is the same person who had earlier testified she wasn't the girl on the tape, and was not telling the court that she had suddenly become the girl on the tape for all the benefits this would likely come with. If she was trying to convince the court that this time round she wasn't lying in court like she did back in 2008, then she should have endeavored to speak the truth and remain consistent with her statements, but she didn't. It's no doubt that government witness Jane was trying to confuse the already confused court even more by showing up again to tell lies on R. Kelly. As if these lies were not enough, she also shocked the court overflow when she was asked whether she was trying to invite R. Kelly, her alleged abuser, to her birthday party just a few years back, an invitation he did not honor. All these could be reasons for her to decide and say, "I am going to court to lie on him and send him away to prison for the rest of his life." How would anyone conclude when they meet a person who has lied in court before, that is lying in court now, and has been rejected several times by the defendant as not to honor her birthday celebration invitations or choose her to be his only woman, among other disappointments? She is probably in court to lie on him as way of revenge, and to make sure if she cannot have him, no one else can have him. It's therefore no wonder that after all this, Judge Lynan Weber did not think that an accuser like Jane deserved to receive any restitutions. This shows that unlike Judge Ann Donnelly, Lynan Weber believes only a truthful witness deserves compensation. It's also no wonder that he felt because R. Kelly was being wrongfully accused for all this, he deserved to have a possibility of self-redemption after 5 years of incarceration. But the Chicago judge could have done better. There was no reason to give R. Kelly even the 20 years he received, and he shouldn't have been found guilty of enticement because clearly, everyone knows R. Kelly needed not entice any woman to be with him. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.